Hi, everyone. Welcome to Grit and Good News. Today is the last day of June 2026. It is Tuesday. We are in Waxahachie, Texas, just outside of Dallas, Texas. As you all know that. We do this show every Tuesday and Thursday from noon to 1 o'clock Central Standard Time. Usually it's me and our co-host Jeff, who happens to be on an extended vacation. I don't even know where he is, but he's supposed to be back in the next day or so. So he should be here on Thursday. The last two shows, and then today, making three, is my son Sammy Brooks.
What's up?
Hey, what's up? I'm very proud dad of Sammy. Sammy is growing exponentially. He's a columnist now, a sports columnist. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. We talk about everything we can think of under the sun, pardon the pun, since we have a brand called The Sun. But we like to just talk and have fun and see what you guys think and kind of get the juices flowing. Some of it needs to be vented out of our system. Some we like to take into our system, but we got a number of things to talk about today, as we always do. We start the show with a few customary things. One of them is that we take the number of episode that this is for us. In this case, it's the 153rd episode. We take the last two digits of that, and Sammy goes out and finds athletes in all four sports that we might know of. Although when we get to these numbers, we're stretching it a little bit. So
Yeah.
anyway, we start with football. Oh, before we get to that, Grit and Good News is a national brand for us. We are on Substack.com, which for those of you that don't know Substack is kind of the writers, columnists, authors, you name it, kind of Google. So you can go to Substack.com, substack.com, and you can find all kinds of wonderful writers there and opinions and stories. It's just a really nice place to go. And we are there under Grit and Good News for $5 a month. You get two newsletters a week. Now, those newsletters include a ton of content from us. I write lots of columns, as you probably know. Sammy's columns are there. Sammy's brand is called The Game Within. Jeff is an opinion poem writer and an excellent poet. We have videos of the show. We have other links that we go out and share with you that we think you might like. You get it for that $5 a month. You get an email first thing Monday morning before you wake up, most of you, and then the same thing happens on Friday, delivered straight to your inbox. Right?
Yeah, it's a good little app website. People like it for a lot of different reasons, but Mark Stein.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good for
He
sports too.
disappeared. He used to be a fill-in host for Rush.
Oh,
Yeah,
Mark
he's
Stein?
English. Yeah, right?
No,
Or
no.
Irish. Yeah.
Uh-uh. We're thinking of different people. I'm thinking of the sports reporter for the Dallas Mavericks.
Oh, because Mark Stein was also, he spelled his name weird, but he used to fill in for,
Stein, Stein.
yeah, this Stein I'm thinking of is S-T-Y,
Yeah.
S-T-E-Y-N. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
two different.
Well, I was just saying it's good for all different sorts of reasons, news, whatever. But
Yeah,
Stein puts together a very good sports newsletter, and I
yeah,
like it.
we want to promote our fellow writers and content providers and columnists. And so check out Substack.com if you haven't. You'll really appreciate it. Did you get that necklace?
I've had it. No, Kennedy gave it to me.
What's, are you just styling and profiling?
I guess.
Yeah, you're looking good. I like that,
I
son. Keep it
guess.
up. All right, number 53. Start with football.
Football.
Wait a minute. Mike Webster. No, he was on one the other day.
Yeah, no,
53.
I didn't know him,
I don't
but
know
that
him.
doesn't mean a
Who?
lot.
Okay, who is it?
Harry Carson.
Yeah, play for the Giants.
Yeah. Randy Gradishar,
Sure, yeah.
Broncos linebacker. We
Yeah.
got Mick Kingelhoff,
Yeah. Figure
center
that name for a football
for the
player.
Vikings. We got
Linebacker. Or safety? What?
no center.
Center. Oh, yeah.
We got Vaughn Johnson,
Okay.
linebacker Saints. That's it.
All right.
Four.
What's the next one?
NBA.
NBA. Daryl Dawkins.
Yeah, Daryl Dawkins wore it. He did.
He used to wear, speaking of necklaces back in the day, this was in the 70s
Yeah,
and 80s.
you were allowed to wear all those things.
He had so many, I mean, I don't know how the hell his neck up,
I
but
don't know.
he was what they call him, the Chocolate Thunder.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what
Yeah,
it
and
was. Yeah.
he used to get in fights, man. He played for the 76ers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got Artis Gilmore,
Yeah, big tall dude.
Bulls, and then Mark Eaton, Jazz
Mark
Hall
Eaton
of
played for the
Famer.
Jazz. He was about 8 feet tall.
Yeah. And
All
that's
right,
it for that. We got MLB.
you got me there.
Got you
That's a
there.
dopey number for baseball.
Don Drisdale.
Yeah,
Put some respect on Don's name.
Drysdale. Yeah,
Drysdale.
pitcher.
Yep. Bobby Abreu,
Abreu.
outfielder.
Abreu.
Abreu.
Yeah.
Melky Cabrera,
Okay.
outfielder.
Yeah,
Zach Britton,
I don't know.
pitcher, Yankees.
Yeah, I
All
don't know.
right, NHL. Got any?
Heck no.
Bo Horvat. Sounds like a familiar
Sammy, that
name.
name could be said such a different way. It could be a star,
Ha-
and the way you pronounce it, I don't know who it
Bo
is.
Horvat. You want
Okay.
to read that for me? Look at that.
Bo, yeah,
Horvat. Horvat.
Horvat, yeah, whatever.
Mortis Sider. No,
Mortis,
Moritz. He's German. Moritz. Moritz Sider.
whatever you say.
Jeff Skinner
Okay.
and Casey Cizikas. It's what it
You know
says.
it's not for those of y'all know that know Sammy's
Cizic.
inability to pronounce
Dude,
names.
it's Cizikas.
What let me see what the
The
spelling is.
bottom on right there. Cizikas.
We need to ask what's her
Because he
name?
doesn't know how to
AI
say it
to how to
either.
pronounce it. I don't know how to say it. So there you have it. World Cup, man. Things are it's in the final. I guess you'd call this the Sweet 16, right? Aren't
No,
there 16
we're
teams?
around to 32.
Oh, I thought it was
It
huh?
goes round of 32. That yeah, that's
Yeah. So it gets down to
it's
the
it's right in front of
16.
your face. But yeah, it's round of
Oh yeah, right
32
there.
and then goes to round of 16, then I guess 8. I don't know how they do it, but
So they do it like I think like the NCAA
yeah.
March Madness. So right now we have Germany out,
See ya. Crazy.
South Africa, booyah, Netherlands got beat by
Well,
Morocco.
that was an
That
even
wasn't it?
matchup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And that's it. Oh no, Japan, which was ahead of Brazil, and
I
then
love the Japan fans.
yeah,
They
they're great.
were
They are awesome, cleaning
yeah.
up after themselves.
Yeah.
So today we have playing in Dallas. I don't know what time, but playing in Dallas today is the Ivory Coast versus Norway
Oh.
and your boy Thor.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
The Viking Row.
we also have in Mexico, yeah, Mexico City, Mexico is playing
Yeah, yeah.
Ecuador.
It's in Mexico City, is that what you're
Yeah,
saying? Okay, yeah.
that's a little bit of home cooking.
Yeah.
And then also today, France, who I believe, I want the United States to win, but I believe France is going to win the whole thing. France plays Sweden
Yeah,
today.
France is a good team. We got so those games today and then tomorrow, USA plays Bosnia.
Tomorrow, yeah, England plays Congo. The first. The United States plays Bosnia. Who?
Herzegovina. Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Herzegovina. Belgium plays Senegal, and I believe that. Oh no, yeah, I already said that. So how many games tomorrow? 3.
Probably 3, yeah.
Yeah,
But I was just saying why wouldn't they put USA to play Saturday? I was thinking about that.
yeah. I don't
They
know.
should have played
They.
Saturday.
I don't think they care too much about that, frankly. But they play in San Francisco tomorrow against Bosnia.
Yeah.
So there you have that. It's a knockout round, so you
Win or go
win, you
home.
stay in, you
We,
lose, you go
we had
home.
2
So
penalty kicks yesterday.
yeah, I know I
So,
saw that. In that game against what was that game where they went to is it on here? Was it
yeah.
Germany, Paraguay,
Yeah,
or
they went to penalties and then Netherlands and
Netherlands, Morocco?
they went to
Did you see that one guy? I feel bad for him because this was his first time ever in a game like this and a penalty. I mean, in what do you call those? Sudden
penalty kick.
death.
Yeah, yeah.
He missed the whole net by
Yeah.
about two
It was
yards.
bad.
Yeah, that I felt bad
It
for
was a
him.
bad shot.
That's nerves. Nothing but nerves. All right, so we have that. That's the update on World Cup tomorrow. Your column, what's it about?
It is about the Mavs. Went all in, just laid it out. We got the off season, pivotal off season. So I just laid it all out there, what we got to do, what I think is going to happen, and
So, do you think the Mavericks will be a playoff team next year?
I think we can reach the play in. It
Okay.
depends on. I mean, we got so many. Kyrie, 35-year-old, coming off AC tear, and then Derek Lively. He's 23 years old, but he hasn't
What was wrong with him?
everything, man. His feet. He doesn't have feet.
He didn't have feet.
But if those two guys can play, we'll surprise some people.
Yeah,
I'll say
well,
that.
we'll see. I hope they do well. Let's talk a little bit LeBron. You know what? I not that this is all that earth-shattering, but I've been in the newspaper business all my career, and one of the stops I had, hey bud, welcome.
Hey Terry.
I hadn't forgotten about you and that TV, Terry. I promise. But uh, when Sammy was born, we were living in Cleveland, Akron, Cleveland, which is about like Waxahachie is to Dallas in terms of distance. And LeBron was playing high school there for St. Mary's High School
Mm-hmm.
and was the next big thing, which he's turned out actually to be. He's not the GOAT, but he's turned out to be a big thing. And the draft, well, much like the draft with Cooper Flag, who else in recent years?
Victor.
No, I'm talking about that it the number one pick kind of you thought that's got to be rigged for him to go
Oh
there.
yeah, I wouldn't know. Yeah, off
But
the top of my head.
LeBron back then, Cleveland wasn't very good, and of course, Akron, Cleveland are basically the same, and so the draft comes along, and who would have thought Cleveland wins the first draft pick?
I mean, you probably obviously don't know off the top of your head what their chance was, if because Mavs had a 1.8% chance to get Cooper. I wonder.
Oh, I think it was somewhere in that
So they
neighborhood.
must have been a decent team the year before to be able
Yeah,
to
they
get
were.
it.
It was something like that. But
Yeah.
LeBron goes number one. He goes to the Cavaliers, and that was in 2003 or four.
Hmm.
And he's been good ever since. I think he's a weenie when it comes to just his theatrics and performative nonsense, but drama. But LeBron has said today that he told the Lakers, "Yeah, I'm going somewhere else."
The
So he's
longest. I was gonna say just his longest tenured team,
how long?
8 years.
Is it Lakers?
Yep.
So he's played Cleveland, and remember he had that big, obnoxious, drawn out, decision. I think you were too young to remember.
Well, I
I can't.
remember now. He waited decision to go to Miami.
Yeah, so he
Yeah.
went Cleveland to Miami, a bought team, with Wade and
Bosch and
yeah.
Allen.
So he played there, won a championship or two. Then he goes back to
Back to
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
They win a championship
A
there,
3-1 comeback.
yeah, against the Warriors. Then he goes
The
to
Lakers. That's
the
it.
Lakers. So he's played for three different teams, but
And
one team twice.
now it'll be 4.
And now he's going to fourth team. So
Unless
that's
he
not
goes
really all
back.
that bad.
Unless I mean he can go back to Miami. Miami has Giannis now.
Yeah, I don't think
He can
that's
take a
gonna. I don't
minimum,
think that's
but
gonna
it's
be.
gonna be interesting.
Hey, Vicky, welcome to the show.
Hey Vicky.
Yeah, so LeBron, over 23 or 24-year career, 23-year maybe. Uh,
Yeah, it's 23.
he hasn't really played in that too many different cities, so I don't have a knock on that. I just think now he's going to go to it, likely they're going to go is going to go to the Warriors where it's going to be, the retirement team there with Steph, LeBron, maybe
Krista, I mean,
AD,
maybe AD, but
Kristaps
Kristaps
Porzingis.
Is making $20 million a
A
year.
2-year deal, yeah, 40 million over 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens there. So lots, free agency you said starts tonight.
Yeah, it starts tonight at 5 p.m. So there's a lot of
Yeah,
it's a great day for people like me.
yeah, I
So
love basketball. As far as the Rangers are concerned, I'm here to announce in all their glory, they are now in first place, one game above 500. They've won five in a row. So they play
I could
again.
cry.
They they play again this evening in Cleveland. And so we'll see. But hey, I will take it. This is Sammy and I were talking in our prep this morning that this is the way it happened in 2023. We were just frustrated with them all the way up until August, and then something in I think it may have been mid to late August kicked in,
They
and
just
they took over. So we'll see what happens here.
yep.
Uh, let's see. Cowboys will be opening camp in about a month. Well, Stars. We don't have any news on the Stars.
What is camp? They do they invite different teams to come out and like scrimmage
Well,
them
they
and
they
like
the
or
Cowboys have forever had training camp in Southern California, but I don't know if they still do.
okay.
That's a good question. Terry may know, but I don't
It's just like
know. But
I mean I
they
because
usually they have these alliances where they'll hook up and place. They have training camp and then they'll throw in scrimmages,
okay.
and you hear about those scrimmages because usually they're fighting each
Yeah, yeah,
other.
yeah, yeah.
And then the Hall of Fame game, which is the first game played every
I
year
also don't
preseason,
understand that
is
at
in
all,
early
really.
August.
I mean, do backups play in that
Oh
game?
yeah, they don't know starters play. I no second stringers play probably. It's just a chance. One, it's a ceremonial game, and I think that it's a way for these teams to say, let's see what these undrafted free agents that we chose. Let's see if they can do anything.
So do like a lot of like big NFL names and Hall of Famers attend that game, or is
No, well, it's a Hall of Fame induction,
yeah,
so yeah,
okay.
there'll be all the Hall of Fame inductees. That will be the night
Uh,
before Saturday night, and then I think the game is Sunday night. There in Canton, Ohio.
gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's pretty cool. I mean, I like it. Um, we got a number of things to talk about. I'm gonna start today's show with talking to you, Carl, War Eagle. Where that is a crime.
You mean to
You
block
see
them?
that?
I'll block them.
We are not blocking, just block. We are banning Carl. I'm gonna run over you, Carl, if I
Worry.
see you.
I'm gonna run over you.
He lives across the street.
Oh.
Anyway, roll tide, War Eagle. Half that team can't even spell war. Anyway,
War.
oh, Bo Jackson could. You know why he's named Bo? Couldn't spell Bob. Anyway, take that. Use the scrimmage against the Rams. Yeah, but I can't remember where their training camp is. It used to be in Thousand Oaks in Los Angeles, but I don't know anymore.
That's odd. I mean, been around football. I've never really dug into training
Well,
camp.
like the Bills go down to um not down. I think they most of them go to colleges,
That is
universities, so
just
they have dorms there and all that sort of thing.
why I thought it was just like when the team officially like just gets together and like starts having like official meetings
That
and
is it.
practices.
That is it.
But
Training camp.
why don't they just do that at where they are? Like why do they gotta
Because
go and
they want to have dormitories and they want to have
oh okay.
uh, it's a kind of building up a team,
Okay.
getting team spirit and all that stuff.
Gotcha.
Anyway, so I want to start today's show with about Hannah Dillard. Hannah Dillard, as you may know, is a young lady that I and many others, both in and outside the legal system across this country, have been, yeah, Oxnard. Thank
Yeah.
you, Terry. That have been advocating for. Uh, I'll make this very brief because there's a lot more to be said in the coming weeks. But uh, I I have in my own man tireless research about Hannah. Hannah was in October of 2017 after having served as a missionary pediatric nurse across the country. I mean, I'm sorry, across the world, had come back to Dallas where she was living. She was having a relationship issue with a guy who lived here in Waxahachie. She was tired and depressed, angry. I think all those things, if you're going through a relationship struggle, particularly when you're in your 20s, you know how it can be. Hannah, who had never had a single traffic offense, any kind of offense with respect to the law, uh, drank wine coolers that on a Saturday night and just got drunk and made a terrible mistake. I'm sure she will when she's out one day. Will tell us all just how deeply, profoundly, uh, not only sorry but regretful it is that she made that mistake and that what happened as a result. But she ended up anyway. She ended up drunk driving south in the northbound lanes on I-35 right here in Waxahachie and hit a car with 5 students from SMU. All 5 were injured, some more severely than others. Hannah was injured, but not so much injured that she spent much time in the hospital or any time in the hospital. But anyway, uh, she was then out on bond. She was arrested for drunk driving. She was out on bond for 4 years. Had to follow a certain number of things. It was a weird time because COVID then started kicked in. Anyway, in 2021, Hannah pled guilty to that offense of drunk driving. The prosecutors and the judge, but I think I shouldn't say and the judge, but the prosecutors and the district attorney here in Ellis County charged Hannah not just with DUI or DWI, I think DUI, but they added with a deadly weapon to it. Hannah ended up pleading guilty. Uh, she pled guilty, but she also paid $1.3 million or so in restitution. She what else? It has served time in prison. She's still in prison in Oklahoma. She was offered an 8-year plea deal. Her attorneys convinced her, as I would if I were her attorney, that she should have received probation because the precedents with respect to a non-fatal first-time offense usually result in probation. Uh, but for a host of reasons, none of which are good at all, none of which are, in my view, moral, ethical, uh, and because these ladies like to say they're Christian, certainly not Christian, decided they would go for the throat. They say also that they had offered Hannah a 4-year plea deal. Hannah never saw that plea deal since they told me that in a meeting in which I took notes and no, for without a fact for certain that they said that there was a 4-year plea deal offered. Hannah did not get that 4-year plea deal. But anyway, the end result was that Hannah was this prosecution team recommended to a jury that Hannah get 12 years in prison for her offense. just a year after that, a trial was held for a guy, a city attorney, contract attorney, for the city of Ferris here, just about 25 minutes away. He was driving late for a city council meeting, driving 90 something miles an hour through the streets of Ferris. Hit a young dad at 36 years old and his 5-year-old son. Uh, was charged with reckless driving, killed both of them, both father and son, was charged with reckless driving and received probation in the same dang courtroom we're talking about here. Many of you know Ethan or remember Ethan Couch, who was a 16-year-old kid in the Metroplex who in 2013 was drunk and hit, I don't know how many people he actually hit, but he killed 4 people. He received 10 years probation. He is now through that in 2023, got beyond that probation. So he is scot-free, as you might say, without any restrictions on him. I, and then there's Hannah, who, as I've been writing a 4-part series, the fourth and final part of that is this Friday. It's an open letter to the people involved here. Uh, uh, Hannah was railroaded, and these clowns who want to get on and comment and say she got exactly what she deserved and blah 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 blah. I pity those people because there's a difference between punishment and justice. Justice would suggest, based on guidelines, based on precedent, based on even local precedent, that it's clear to anyone who's willing to look at this with an open mind that these women and it could have, I mean, I'm not just saying women, but they were all women, the judge, 2 prosecutors, and the district attorney, uh, went for Hannah's throat because, one, they didn't like the way Hannah apologized. Number two, they didn't like the way she was on the stand. They didn't like her dad was on the stand. He quoted scripture on the stand, and they didn't like that. There was this just a general dislike of Hannah. The lead prosecutor, according to her own words, own statement to me, had become friends with the victim who was injured the most. So all these things resulted in Hannah being what I call railroaded. And frankly, I don't. It doesn't matter. I never knew Hannah before. I've never met Hannah. Uh, I've talked to not to, well, I've talked to her and we've corresponded in writing, but I've never met Hannah. Didn't know Hannah before all this started with respect to our investigation. I don't didn't know anything about her. Some guy yesterday in my column that ran yesterday said, "Would you be doing the same thing if the person's name?" And then he posted some fictitious, I think it was fictitious, but Hispanic name, as though the only reason I'm interested in this because Hannah's white, which is on his face, it's laughable and it's offensive, it's stupid, frankly, because it doesn't matter to me. I mean, these people could be anybody, but if people are going to be railroaded in our own system by people who I once had respect for and knew and liked, and who I've watched carry the banner of Christ on their sleeves, and then turn around and do this BS, then I have an obligation here in my mind, my way of thinking, that something needs to be done about it. So we've been on this pursuit, and so the final of the 4-part series will run this Friday. It is an open letter to former Judge Cindy Ermatinger, who I think it's laughable the way this resulted in terms of this sentencing hearing, which is a 3-day ordeal. The nonsense, the crap that was allowed to go on, the things that were prohibited from letting the jury hear. I just find it so uh, outrageous and disrespectful and offensive. It's not anything close to what a judge should be and do. Prosecutors went after Hannah. I read every word of a 202-page uh, transcript multiple times, and the things they said about Hannah, the implications they said about Hannah, made about Hannah, the things they said to a jury that Hannah had set out to do, like ruin people's lives. No one that I know of who makes a mistake like this sets out to kill people or to ruin lives. If they do, then that's a murder conviction. If you ask me, if you set out to do that, and
Mm-hmm.
so um, and then a district attorney who I certainly have supported for the past year and a half. The current district attorney Linda Beatty, who didn't have anything to do with this, but who now oversees this and knows full well. I know Lindy in her heart knows that this is outrageous and an extreme sentence. We are now talking with an organization here in the state of Texas that addresses these these overkills, if you will, and this unethical behavior. And we intend to pursue this until I can't pursue it anymore because people have to pay uh, legally. These people have to pay. They have to pay with their positions as elected officials. It's just wrong, and it can't happen in our own community. It just cannot happen. If a city attorney in one community over in this same county, in this same courtroom, I don't care who the judge was or who the prosecutors were, but in that same courtroom, killed two people, a young dad, 36 years old, and his 5-year-old little boy who had been playing basketball. How many times in your life did you and I go out and play
Mhm.
basketball?
A lot.
A lot. And imagine us just saying, okay, it's time to go, bud. You thrown your fit, didn't want to leave, but it's time to go. And we go home and some fool's driving 93 miles an hour and hits us and kills us.
Mhm.
And he gets probation. I mean, and then Hannah gets 12 years. You have to put aside any desire to hold people accountable, to know the truth, to seek what's right, to say that Hannah got what she deserved. That we've appealed to Vicky's question. So could she not appeal her case? Look, appealing things is very difficult, and so no appellate court yet has been willing to hear this. So we're going. We've had a private meeting with the governor of Oklahoma, which is where Hannah is in prison because she's got parents that are older, 80 and 75, and who were driving, if you can imagine, from Tulsa, Oklahoma to Austin, where Hannah was initially put in prison. They were driving that far to see their daughter. So the courts, the alliance between Texas and Oklahoma, said, I think we're going to keep the jurisdiction in Ellis County, Texas, but we're going to allow Hannah to serve her time in a prison in Oklahoma so that her parents can be closer to her. I'm grateful for that. But Hannah got 12 years. Now, somebody could say, well, why did she get 12 years? Well, if you talk to the prosecutors, they will tell you that's what the jury gave them. What they'll leave out, they leave out a lot of stuff. These slick folks, but what they won't tell you is that that's what they recommended to the jury. They painted Hannah as the devil's wife, so to speak, and got a jury to she'd already pled guilty, so there's no conviction there in that trial, but they wanted 12 years, not 8 that they had offered her in a plea deal, but 12. And so I've asked all the prosecutors and the current district attorney, why go from 8? Weren't you happy with 8 to 12? And they'll say, well, that's just the way things develop. Well, what they really mean, in my opinion, is that we got pissed off because she refused an 8-year plea deal, and so we're going to make her pay for that and make it 12. The reason it's 12 is because in the state of Texas, if you are convicted of a crime and get a sentence of less than 10 years, could be the last day of the ninth year, you are eligible for probation at any point during that 10-year sentence. A day over 10 years, you are forced to serve at least half of your sentence and be eligible for parole at that point. Doesn't mean you're going to get parole. You're just eligible for parole. Now, we just heard about we talked about it in here, the Carmelo Anthony case.
Mhm. Yep.
What happened there? Uh,
37 years,
yeah, I
right?
got 35 years because he stabbed a guy to death,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
So he got 35 years, and we've all heard the news. He's not eligible for parole until 17 and a half years in
Mhm.
prison, or 17 years in prison. So that's the same way it applies to Hannah. It's a shame, and I don't live a perfect life, and I have made mistakes, and I have my flaws. Believe me, but there's something special about people who claim to be Christian, who then can look you in the face and say, with a straight face, that what we did to Hannah, what Hannah got, was justified. It's laughable. What it is punishment. Hannah got married last November to a man wonderful human being, who died about 2 months ago of stomach cancer. She labors in this prison. She has served a sentence far longer already than people that have done the same thing and killed people. And here we are. And we got the audacity of these women who I'm sure are going around telling people I don't have the facts or I don't know this, I don't know that, whatever they are, that they think I don't know. I need one of them to explain to me why 12 years was acceptable and why all four of them, one of them is no longer in the legal system here. She's a defense attorney, which I find hilarious. Uh, but uh, just explain to me why it is you can't understand that she served her time. Becoming friends with the victims, one, is a massive conflict of interest, and number two, I the system is not for victims. The court system belongs to us, the people. All we want is justice. If prosecutors and judges become friends with victims, then who knows what the kind of what in the world kind of sentences people will be given. Um, it's not the way it works. Shame on you guys for not doing what you know as legal people and as Christian people God expects of you. And that is to say, you know what? We went overboard here. We sentenced Hannah in a way that's far too long. She deserves the opportunity now that she's paid in every which way she can uh, to go out and live her life. They took her nursing
Certificate.
certification away
Or
from her. So she lost that career. She sold her house. She has no material in her life, and we got four ladies who I'm sure just think they're proud as peacocks here that they've done what they did. That's just sick.
and people will hear you say this and see you write about it on Facebook,
Hmm.
and it's got to be just because they despise you and they'll go in the comments and say, "No, she got exactly what she
Yeah,
deserved." I just don't. It makes zero sense
yeah. I'm gonna
when
I'm
you
gonna
look at the other cases. I don't understand. It's
yeah.
got to be because they just don't like you.
I'm
Because
going to mention a guy's name. It wasn't that long ago that a guy who I happen to like, I've considered him a friend for a while, but when we had the race for county judge here in, I'm sorry, for district state rep uh, for the state of Texas, who is currently Brian Harrison, who as many of you know, I think is best of bozo. But we had Brian Harrison ran for reelection. We had Matt Althea run, a local guy, and then another local guy named investor entrepreneur John Garrett, who we supported. I supported. Matt's dad Ken took a prominent role in that by going on Facebook and commenting incessantly. It seemed. Well, he posted the other day that Hannah got what she should have gotten, and there was no performative stuff. There was no dramatics. There was no injustice. And I'm paraphrasing, but that's what he said. You can read the comment for yourself. And I thought to myself, here's the dad of a guy. Obviously, dad's advocating for his son, just like I advocate for Sammy, but he's advocating for a system that railroaded somebody and then wants us to believe that because he's advocating for his son to hold political office, that makes sense. I don't want anyone in political office that veers from the rule of law and justice and the way it should be done, and is comfortable with what happened in Hannah's case. I don't know if I posted it. I certainly wrote it. Was going to comment back and just say, look, my guess is if that were one of your children, you would feel differently.
yeah, I was gonna say
Second,
he'd be fighting like hell if it was his kid.
he would be. And
Like,
secondly, in terms of what, in this case, Ken Avier thinks he knows about, he wasn't in the trial. He doesn't know how things went. He hasn't read the transcript, my guess. It's sick to me. And so we're going to try our best to put an end to it. And we met with the governor of Oklahoma in a private meeting about a year ago. It went well. He said to us very plainly, very forcefully, that if the jurisdiction could be moved to, Sammy was there in that meeting, if because I wanted Sammy to kind of witness,
she'd be free right now.
he would pardon her, and yet we just continue to run into roadblocks here in the state of Texas, which I'm a deeply proud Texan and American and native, and so but we're not going to stop. We're going to continue, and if I have to hound these women, whether they're in their positions that they were in at the time or not, it's not going to stop. You were comfortable with railroading Hannah and doing awful things to her. I will continue to highlight your flaws, your mistakes, your errors, and your unethical behavior, and it won't stop. It just won't stop. And so, um, we'll see. Vicky says, so what needs to happen to get her out? What needs to happen to get her out is that two of the three, there's the sheriff, there's the district attorney, and there's a judge. Two of those three, if they agree that she should be resentenced, and I'm oversimplifying this, but in essence, if two of those three say that she should be resentenced and including serving the time, time served and be let out, then that can get the ball rolling for it to happen. They refuse to do that. The current district attorney, Linda Beatty, who again I have admiration for, or did, um, uh, has said, well, I can't overturn a jury. Well, to hell you can't. If a jury made a mistake, there are judges that do that often across this country, or if it's not often, they do it, at least some. So I don't need anybody telling me, particularly a district attorney or somebody that's considered a leader, that I can't do this or I can't do that. Hannah Dillard has served going on, this will be, what was it? I think September will be 5 years.
Yeah.
And so what more do you want? Are you satisfied with somebody just wasting away in prison? Hannah just had surgery in Oklahoma because of issues related to her sleeping on a top bunk all these years. And you may say, well, that's too bad for her. Well, I mean, talking about human beings here. And the victims all went on to and are leading their lives. I don't, one claims she has all these injuries, and these attorneys and judges will say, well, she's got all these. Well, no one's ever produced for us any proof of that. So show us, let us see. And if that's the case, then we'll accept it. But until then, just telling us that the victims, somebody posted the other day, the victims don't have any life. Well, how do people don't know who these victims are?
They said what?
That the victims are not able to live their quality life. Well, that's people saying something they know nothing about.
They just don't
And
like.
I
They don't
know,
like you, Dad.
believe me, I know in ways that, and I don't mean this in any haughty way, but there are efforts made to make sure we know everything about this. And the money that's being spent is being spent by people who believe an injustice here has been done. And we are continuing to have those discussions. And if the bar needs to have more information, Texas Bar will provide them more information. It's just wrong. It's just wrong. When I was 19 years old, I was in Portland, Oregon, going to college. I just got into college. 2 weeks in, I played basketball up there. Me and two of my teammates were in my little fancy Celica, if you remember those cars back then, driving down a two-lane road in Portland, going about 40 miles an hour, which is the speed limit. And coming at us is this car swerving in and out. It's about 10 o'clock at night, and we're like, what is going on? And before we realized what was going on, head-on collision and this guy happened to be the district attorney, oddly enough, of Portland, Oregon, which is Multnomah County then. It destroyed his car, destroyed my car, injured my buddy sitting in the front seat, went through the windshield. Back then, seat belts were kind of laughable.
Didn't it like mess up his legs?
Yeah,
Like
the guy
that?
behind in the back seat was sitting with a
Yeah,
leg
like
behind each
leaning up.
seat, leaning
Yeah.
forward.
Oh my
And
gosh.
when we got hit all of his body except his legs, his knees went forward, and it ripped and tore his
Oh.
muscles. Broke my foot. I was out cold, so I had an ambulance with that.
What'd you do?
Um,
Oh.
and so I've been there. I know what that's like. And those of you that may think, well, I don't have an understanding of this. My mother in 1991 was murdered by a guy, and in that prosecution, I even at a young age, I said, what am I going to gain from vengeance? What am I going to? I tried to really understand what am I going to get out of this if I just say bury his butt and send him like these ladies did to Hannah, send her there. What am I going to get out of that? Versus what do I get out of saying to this guy, um, after getting to know him in trial and out of trial, what happened here? What was his motivation? What was his mindset? What was his heart? I discovered that this guy um, was deeply, deeply impacted by it.
You did
And I
talk to
forgave
him?
him.
You did talk to him and
I did talk to him. I forgave him. I sued everybody I could. I shut down it was like College Street Pub,
the bar.
shut it down. Yeah. But I don't want anybody telling me that Hannah is better off. Everybody's better off by being by it being the way that it is. The candidate, I mean, the victim who got injured the most in this story, uh, she and I last year had an exchange, a couple of email exchanges, and I said, "Look, imagine what you could do with forgiveness as opposed to what you're suffering with through a lack of it, or vengeance, or vindication, or whatever. That will eat you alive." And so, and here we have prosecutors and the judges and people who claim to be Christian that are advocating that vindication and that revenge. It's sick. And so, Vicky, to your point, we're just going to keep working. God is in play here. I know God's going to open the door at some point, and Hannah will be able to have her story. If her name happened to be Juanita, which is, I think, the name the guy that
Mhm.
implied that if it was a Mexican Hispanic name, that I
Yeah.
wouldn't be interested. If her name were Jane Doe, and she was railroaded here by people in our own system, people I have seen, worked with, communicated with, liked in the past, I would do the same thing. And so we're just going to continue to work at it.
Yeah, the person who commented that is simply just he doesn't like you, and he's simply just not reading your
Yeah,
words. I just think I encourage those people to just put aside on that specific column or these specific, just put aside the hatred or dislike for you and just read.
yeah, I know. I think that's a good point, Sammy. I think the issue here is with the tendency and the habit that America has developed, particularly those who hate Donald Trump, is that hating someone or disliking someone for whatever reason, and thereby never stopping to consider the truth or the veracity or the credibility or the efforts or whatever, can blind us to making this a better place. And look, I dislike a lot of people on the left, particularly in politics. Obama, I can't deal with the dude. Oh, Biden, I can't deal with the dude. I can't.
Which one's
I,
worse?
I think Obama, because he knows what he's doing. Biden didn't. But at the same time, um, if if there isn't an idea to be discovered and to be discussed and implemented that makes us better, then I'm gonna figure out how to put that aside. And maybe it's because I'm older. I don't know if I'd have been able to do that when was your age, Sammy. But at 30, I made this 31. I made the decision to forgive a guy who took my mother's life at 49 years of age, a mother who I had reunited with in some ways and became much closer to, and then she was gone. So I get it, and I don't think there are people in this community, these people that we're talking about here, that it's going to be named in my open letter on Friday. I don't like because of what they've done. I loved them at one point. I don't like them now. However, if they want to sit down and talk about how we can make this a better place by doing the right thing, I'm all for it, and will do whatever I can to make that happen. My own neighbor, Carl's an Auburn fan.
Yeah.
But I love
Oh yeah.
when I can and have time to shoot the bull with. I mean, a little tongue in cheek here, because I love Carl. He's a wonderful. He outkicked his coverage on marriage, but anyway, so did I, and you are too. But I just think we've developed this habit of saying, I don't like you, so nothing. You could cure cancer today. You could give me $80 billion today, and I still am gonna hate you.
If people didn't know your affiliation,
Yeah.
they would be they'd be loving it. They'd
Yeah,
be
I think.
all on your side. It's
Yeah, and
just
I don't. I mean, obviously,
it's because you like Trump, Dad.
I don't think an opinion page in a newspaper should be milk toast. I think opinion page in a newspaper ought to be fiery and provocative and compelling. So
Mm.
that's the way it's been all these years. And as a result, you end up, as you will, when you start writing more edgy stuff, there will be people say, "I don't like this guy. He's an idiot."
Oh,
And
just wait till the Mavs actually make a playoff run. I'll be saying all sorts of stuff,
yeah,
man.
so, I mean, you're going to experience it one day, but I think we've developed a bad habit in this country where, because we don't like somebody, we are willing to reject anything they had to say, even if what they had to say makes the best sense in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you want to add on Hannah?
No, those people on Facebook, it annoys the heck out of me. I just don't understand what they're seeing.
I mean, some of those people, I mean, we've got loyal followers here. Some of them have said to me, Scott, early on when when you came to town, I didn't like you, man. I disliked you. I hated you because you were just this and that. And then I got a chance to us to sit down and talk, and it's different. It is different. And so I think any Ken Authier, who wrote that ridiculous statement the other day, come down to my office and let's talk.
I see him
I mean,
all over Facebook.
yeah, let's just come down and let's talk about it, Ken, and then make your decision. But to just because it's and maybe not in his case, but although I didn't endorse his son Matt, so who knows? But the idea is to get to know people, and then maybe you might have a different opinion.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Whew, that was a lot. I didn't know I'd go that long. Let's talk about SCOTUS. Supreme Court of the United States is in its decision-making mode. Every summer it does that. So there were a few rulings that have been made that trouble me. One of them is that the birthright citizenship that Trump wanted to eradicate, meaning that children of illegals that are in this country, children born of illegals. All right, so they're not citizens, they're not supposed to be here, but while they're here, they have children. Because those children are born in the United States, they automatically become citizens of the United States. Trump said that's wrong, that should be reversed. Went all the way to the Supreme Court, and in a 5-4 decision yesterday, the court said that's not going to happen.
Yeah,
They are still going to be citizens. And Amy Barrett, I forget her middle name, but Amy Barrett, who Trump nominated, and she's now in the Supreme Court, was one of the ones who voted against doing that.
my mind goes to sports, but if you look at the USA team, our one of our best players, Belugan, number 20.
Yeah.
His parents were not citizens of the United States when he was born. They lived in England, but they came over to the USA for like a week, 2 weeks while his mom was pregnant. They ended up having him in the USA in New York.
Yeah.
And he was there for maybe a week and went back to England, but he's playing for USA because he was born in the USA and has citizenship. So that would change a lot if that got ruled yes. Like our team would look a lot different.
Yeah, the law is that if you're born in the United States, you're an automatic citizen.
Yeah,
regardless of who birthed you.
Yeah.
Whether in terms of their status.
Mm-hmm.
Another ruling with the Supreme Court that came out today is that the SCOTUS Supreme Court has said that trans athletes cannot participate. Women women who are becoming
like trans men.
It would
be trans men.
Okay.
It's like transitioning to men.
Yeah. So if you were born a man but you want to be a woman,
trans woman.
Yeah, you cannot participate in women's athletics.
Okay. Yeah. Good.
It's barred. Period.
Yeah.
I mentioned birthright citizenship, and then there was another one. I forget what that was, but those were the two that stood out to me.
Yeah, I only see two on here.
I want to answer Vicky's question. Are any victims on Hannah's side? I know that at least one is not. Matter of fact, that the one has said she will show up with her family at parole hearing, make sure they do everything she can to not Hannah
That's
that is
sad.
not get paroled.
That's just
I do think that's sad. That's the one I communicated with. The other four, I don't know their position. They seem to have gone on with their lives, and
as you should.
Yeah, and are excelling, doing well.
As they should.
So anyway, there you have that. Let's see what video. What
we got. It's all up here. See this right here?
All right, we're gonna have to speed through. Let me just share this video of James Talarico. I don't mean this. Exactly.
See, I'm glad they don't.
But if he was
replay this one, like how I was talking about the other day, how they replay commercial. I'm glad they don't do that.
If I want to say that if he was in arm's reach, what's that old saying? I'd slap him I'd knock him into next week and then hit him again for being early. But this is beyond the pale. It drives me insane. James Talarico trying to come across as being Mr. Joe Cool Texan. Get a kick out of this.
Too many Texans feel like they're drowning. The cost of groceries, gas, healthcare. I'm James Talarico. In the State House, I brought both parties together to make life more affordable, capping the cost of insulin. cutting taxes for small businesses, and passing the largest property tax cut in Texas history. In the Senate, I'll take on corruption and keep fighting to lower your costs. I approve this message because it shouldn't be this hard to keep your head above water.
Now, beyond the fact that he's getting in a black pickup truck, that boy ain't been in a pickup. My guess is that his real car is what are those little
I don't know what you're talking about, but it
a
looks like he drives a
Toyota
Pontiac. It looks
no,
like he
no,
drives a
no,
little
a
Pontiac thing.
little bitty car that's the opposite like of a big truck. Anyway, my guess is he gets in one of those, barely
Oh,
fits in it.
what? Slug bug, no punch backs?
No, not
Oh,
that, but
okay.
kind of like that. But he says I brought people together from both sides of the aisle. Who in their right mind would believe that? James Talarico bringing parties together. What a joke! This is the guy who has bastardized the Bible
Isn't
in
his
the realest sense.
priority trans kids?
Yeah, when he was asked what's most important to him, I love trans
I love
kids.
trans kids. That's
Anyway,
just such a
so there
weird
you
thing
have
to say.
that. We'll deal with him as we get closer to November. New York City is becoming communist central here in the United States. We now have 3 sworn communists. Don't call them social democrats or socialists, whatever. That's a facade for being a communist. So Mamdani and his little 4, Mo, Larry, and Curly, they are. I mean, you have to give them credit. They figured out how to get in the Democrat Party, and now they're hijacking it. So it's going to be a bloodbath for the Democrats as we move along. But New York City is becoming ground zero, pardon the pun there, for communism. And I think for us in Texas, they're not going to bring that nonsense here, obviously, but we're going to be able to watch New York City. I don't want it to happen because, man, I love it. Have you
love
been
New York.
there? Sonia just was there not long ago.
Everybody loves New
I've
York.
been there many, many, many times and loved every time I was there. I loved it. And but we're gonna watch it implode. It can't
Walking
help
here.
but implode, and it's gonna happen before our very eyes. Seattle. Let's take a look at this. Seattle and its Pride Parade. We can't show you. We're not going to show you the nudity here,
No.
but these are men and women in a parade, butt naked, walking down a Pride Parade. Kids everywhere, and they are
This is
wide open for the world to see, and espousing a Pride Parade and all that goes with it. This is a more tame one, but it's all in perspective here. Consider what you're about to see here and the nut jobs that we're looking at. Go ahead. That's good enough. I mean, I don't. It looks more like a petting farm got animals broke out of a petting farm somewhere and are parading down the street. It's insane. And then we got to show you one more, and then I'm going to let Sammy say anything he wants to since I've done so much talking and we'll close. But so the Mets went out and spent millions upon millions upon millions of dollars to have a great baseball team. And I think they're in dead last in their division. But this is I think of the Little League.
They're still bad.
And the Mets. Oh yeah, they're awful. But why? And this ought to be proof of it. Why? But watch this video of a play. I think it was yesterday or the day before for the New York Mets that turned into a home run. Go ahead.
This is hooked to left field, and it's going to get down for a base hit and past Soto to the wall. Springer around second, and now the ball is dropped. And Springer is coming around to score. They score a run. Yeah, he's so tired.
He's so tired. Hey, that's good. So, I mean, money can't buy happiness. It can't buy success. It can help, but that's where the New York Mets are. It cracks me up. I just thought that would be a funny thing for y'all to see. Did we have any more?
We have. I mean, we don't have to show. It's pretty loud and
the World.
chaotic.
Well, we don't. The World Cup continues to be
We could just tell them.
Every non-American that we have witnessed on any of these videos, you've seen them too, are like, America is the best place ever. One guy was on in an interview saying America in his accent. I apologize to you. I've been told by our media, your media, that you guys are bad news. This is amazing. And so I say to you guys, I don't think I have to convince many of you. Let's be proud of where we are. I have a column running tomorrow along with Sammy's. Mine happens to be about the 250th anniversary, but it's a different take on it because everybody's going to have a column, every columnist out there. But I wanted to provide a different take and say, why should we be proud of this country? And I just want to tell you, I just turned 65 years old. I don't look a day over 63. But I have a 22-year-old son, soon to be 22-year-old son, so I have to stay young. But I am as proud to be an American as I've ever been in my life, and a Texan. And so we just keep moving forward. All right. I did a lot of talking. You're normally not as quiet, but
Yeah, no, that video we had, I'm not gonna show it, but of the World Cup, it's of the Mexico fans outside the hotel of where the Ecuador players are.
Where's Ecuador, by the way?
You tell me where Ecuador is.
It's in South America,
I could have said that,
but you didn't.
but the Mexico fans, I mean, hundreds of people bringing their cars. A dude had a full drum set. They have all their cars are beeping. The dudes are playing drum sets. They have cowbells. Those Ecuador players, I think they played it today.
Well, I'll tell you whether they play today. I
I,
don't know what time.
I,
They play Mexico in Mexico
yeah,
City.
yeah. Keep an eye out for those Ecuador. They might be
Maybe.
done in the 20th minute with how tired they're gonna be.
Well,
it's pretty
awesome.
crazy. It's pretty wild.
What at 22, almost 22, what makes you proudest to be an American? Why are you proud? You're free?
Yeah, I'm just blessed. I mean, you look at all these other countries. I mean, I'm just blessed. I love Texas. I love America. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I
Where were
mean,
you born?
Akron, right? Cleveland.
My son doesn't even know where he's
When
born.
people ask me, I tell them I was either born in Akron or
Listen, you lived in Akron.
Yeah,
at
that's
the
why I
time,
always get confused.
but you were born.
That's why I get confused.
You were born in Cleveland. Okay, well, I'm freeing up you for no more confusion. You lived in Akron. Repeat after me.
Lived in Akron, born in Cleveland.
That's it. So where were you born?
Cleveland.
All right.
Wasn't I born in like the same hospital as LeBron?
Probably.
Doesn't that mean
That's why you're both
doesn't
goofy.
it mean I have high aspirations?
That's right. Anyway, but you've lived 22, 20 of your 20, almost 22 years. You lived 20 years in Texas, pretty much. So you're a Texan.
I'm very patriotic. I I gotta say it. It's pretty sad, but Charlie helped me a lot. So yeah, I'm very patriotic. I tell you, whenever Trump won the presidency, I've never been more patriotic than that night. I mean, Charlie was live streaming. Trump had won it.
Mm-hmm.
It was great.
We're almost a year at Charlie's anniversary of death.
It's
awful.
It is that a year.
Oh man.
Yeah, it'd be September 11th, 10th.
10th. Yep. We are sponsored by Hoosier Custom Meats. Sammy, if you put it up, down in Italy, Texas. Hoosier Custom Meats is a family-owned farm ranch raiser of great beef. I wanted to tell you a little bit more about them. They both Wagyu and Hoosier Reserve beef are available in a variety of cuts, including ground beef, patties, cutlets, fajita meat, chili, stew meat, New York strips, ribeye. They have boxes that you can get that you can custom make, and they're great gifts. They're great food and
It's
really
so
good
good.
people. So
It's so
thank
good.
you to Hoosier Custom Meats. If you need anything related to that, please check them out. They would be grateful for it. Tell them the boys from GGN sent you. All right. Anything else, Sammy, before we go?
Free agency 5 p.m. LeBron's going
This
somewhere.
boy is obsessed, isn't he, Kennedy? Obsessed.
And it's a lot worse this year, isn't it? After we got Cooper Flag, I mean, I would never like this.
No, you were never like this. I think
Yeah.
something's happened to you.
Something's happened, but yeah.
Thank you for being with us today. We really appreciate it. Hope you learned something. Hope you appreciate it. Please come back. Even you, Paul, you can come back anytime you want to. But if you come near my house in orange and blue, Norma's going to have to send out a search team to find you.
He's not
Roll
scary,
Tide.
Carl. He's not scary.
Anyway, thank y'all for being here. God bless you. Have a blessed Tuesday. We'll see you on Thursday at noon. See ya. Bye.